What if Vader could have ditched that iconic black suit and regenerated his entire body? I'm talking full Bacta tank treatment, cloning tech, maybe some of that Sith alchemy Palpatine was hoarding. Would he have been unstoppable? Would the Empire have lasted forever? Or would losing that constant pain have changed everything about who Darth Vader actually was? Let's rewind to where it all went wrong. Mustafar. Obi-Wan leaves Anakin burning on that lava bank in Revenge of the Sith, and by the time Palpatine arrives, Anakin's lost 3 limbs, his lungs are charred, and he's basically barbecued from head to toe. The suit that follows isn't just life support, it's a prison. Now here's what most people don't realize. Palpatine could have given Anakin better treatment. We see in both Legends and Canon that the galaxy has some seriously advanced medical tech. Bacta tanks can heal almost anything. The Kaminoans perfected cloning. Heck, in The Bad Batch and The Mandalorian, we see experiments with cloning bodies and Force-sensitive tissue. Emperor Palpatine literally brings himself back using cloned bodies in Rise of Skywalker. So why didn't Palpatine give Anakin the full restoration treatment? Simple. Control. That suit kept Vader in constant agony, and according to the novel Lords of the Sith, Palpatine designed it that way intentionally. The pain fueled Vader's connection to the dark side, sure, but it also kept him dependent and, let's be real, weaker than he could have been. But let's imagine Palpatine took a different route. Maybe he actually wanted a fully powered apprentice. Or maybe Vader finds a way to heal himself in secret. How would this even work? Based on what we know from Star Wars medical science, there are a few possibilities. First up, intensive Bacta therapy combined with cybernetic replacement. We're talking years in a Bacta tank, not just the quick dip Luke takes in Empire. The Bacta could potentially regenerate lung tissue and skin if treatment started immediately and continued long-term. Second option, cloning. On Reddit's More installation, fans have pointed out that if Palpatine could clone entire bodies for himself, he could have cloned organs or even a complete body for Vader. Transfer his consciousness or just use the parts. The tech existed. Third, and this is the wild card, Sith alchemy and the dark side. Ancient Sith like Darth Sion literally held his body together through pure hatred. In Legends, Sith sorcery could manipulate life itself. A fully committed Vader might have found ways to regenerate that the Jedi never even dreamed of. Let's say, through some combination of these methods, Vader emerges fully healed. No suit, no mask, just Anakin Skywalker's body. Scarred maybe, but functional. He can breathe on his own. He's not in constant pain. Now what? First question, would he be more powerful? On paper, absolutely. George Lucas himself confirmed the Vader's suit limited his Force potential. In a 2005 Rolling Stone interview, Lucas said that as Vader, Anakin reached about 80% of Palpatine's power. But as Anakin, without injuries, he would have been 200% of Palpatine's power. Let that sink in. Twice as powerful as the Emperor. Without the suit's limitations, Vader could move faster, fight with his original aggressive Form 5 lightsaber style, and unleash Force lightning, something his cybernetics prevented. We'd be looking at a dark side user potentially more powerful than anyone since the ancient Sith Lords. But, and this is a huge but, there's a catch that fans on Quora have debated for years. Vader's pain was his power source. Matthew Stover's Revenge of the Sith novelization makes it clear that Vader's anguish, both physical and emotional, connected him to the dark side on a level that raw ability couldn't match. The suit was a meditation on suffering. Every breath was a reminder of his failures, his lost love, his betrayal. Take away the pain, and you might actually weaken his dark side connection. It's twisted, but it's how Sith power works. They feed on negative emotions, and Vader had those piped directly into his nervous system 24/7. This brings us to the really interesting part, the psychology. Who is Darth Vader without the suit? The mask wasn't just a breathing apparatus, it was his identity. When you look at Vader's arc across the original trilogy, the suit represents his separation from Anakin Skywalker. It's symbolic death and rebirth. Anakin Skywalker was weak. Vader tells Ahsoka in Rebels, "I destroyed him." But what if he could see his own face again? What if he looked in a mirror and saw Anakin staring back? In the Vader comics by Charles Soule, we see him immediately after getting the suit, and he's horrified by what he's become. The suit cements his transformation. Without it, he'd have to confront who he really was every single day. No mask to hide behind, literally or figuratively. Some fans argue this could have led to an earlier redemption. If Vader wasn't constantly reminded of his monstrous state, maybe he could have reconnected with his humanity sooner. Others say the opposite. Without physical pain to anchor his suffering, he might have become even more unstable, more desperate to justify his choices. There's also the Padme factor. Part of why Vader became so utterly devoted to the Empire was because he had nothing else left. But if he looked somewhat normal again, would he have tried to move on? Find someone else? Or would his guilt over Padme intensify without the physical barrier separating him from his past? Let's zoom out and think about the bigger picture. How would a healed Vader change galactic history? Scenario 1, he stays loyal to Palpatine. In this case, the rebellion is probably screwed. A Vader operating at full potential, without respiratory vulnerabilities or mobility restrictions, he'd be unstoppable. Luke and Leia might never get the chance to become the heroes we know. The Death Star might not even be necessary. Just send Vader. Scenario 2, he challenges Palpatine. Remember the rule of two. Eventually, the apprentice should overthrow the master. Vader considers this multiple times in canon and legends, but his physical limitations always hold him back. A fully healed Vader might actually pull it off, especially before Luke enters the picture. We could be looking at Emperor Vader, which, honestly, might not be better for the galaxy. Scenario 3, and this is my favorite. The healing process itself becomes a journey. Maybe spending years recovering, away from constant missions and Palpatine's influence, gives Vader time to think. Time to feel something other than pain and rage. Maybe he encounters someone, a healer, a Force sensitive, even just a regular person, who reminds him of why he wanted to save people in the first place. Here's the truth. Darth Vader is the suit, not because he needs it to survive, but because George Lucas designed him as a modern myth. He's the fallen knight, the man-machine, the walking reminder that our choices have consequences. The suit is his tragedy made visible. Could the galaxy have developed technology to heal him? Absolutely. Would it have made him more powerful? Physically, yes. Would it have changed his story? Completely. But would it have been better? That's what makes Star Wars so compelling. Sometimes the greatest power comes from working through limitations, not eliminating them. Vader's redemption at the end of Return of the Jedi means something because he spent decades in that prison. When Luke removes his mask and sees his father's real face, it's not just revealing Anakin, it's showing us that the man was always there beneath the monster. So yeah, Vader could have regenerated. But the version of Vader we got, tortured, limited, but ultimately redeemed, that's the one that changed cinema forever. What do you think? Drop your theories in the comments. Would you want to see a fully healed Vader? Or is the suit essential to who he is? Let me know, and may the Force be with you.